Hey, true believers, Englentine here with another top 10 comic books sold to readers. These are the ones that are walking out of the shops. Now, Comicron is a good list, but it is what the shops are ordering. This is telling you what people are buying from those shops and taking off with. Alrighty, so we're going to check that out as far as hard copies are concerned, and right after that, going to head on over to Comixology, the biggest internet comic shop. Or is it the biggest comic shop on the internet? I screwed it up. Anyway, these are the comic shops that have participated, so please, by all means, if you're in their area, check them out, say hello, maybe buy something, and don't forget to support your own local comic book shop. So without further ado, let's get this countdown started. Starting off this week's countdown, well, it's a tie between Tony Stark Iron Man number 3 and Mark Millar's The Magic Order number 3. At number 9, we have Pearl by Brian Michael Bendis. Coming in at number 8 is Batgirl number 25. Batgirl is someone we don't see around these parts very often. At number 7, we have another comic book we don't see very often in the hard copy countdown. Aquaman number 39. Number 6 goes to Spider-Geddon number 1. At number 5, we have Thor number 4. Extermination number 1 comes in at number 4. At number 3, we have Infinity Wars number 2. And in the runner-up spot, we have Justice League number 6, and I am so happy to see Justice League doing this well. And because it's out and it's law, at number 1, we have Batman number 53. An odd week thanks to the tie at the top of the countdown. So there are 5 Marvel and 5 DC in the countdown, technically. On the other hand, you got to look at it. Batman's number 1, Justice League's number 2, deservedly so as well. So anyway, let's find out what the comic shops have to say about this week's countdown. Batman is at the top of the FFF Top 10 this week. Like most weeks, Marvel had some solid sellers, with Edge of Spider-Geddon and Extermination landing at 5 and 6 respectively. Tony Stark managed to squeak in at the end with a help of a few extra sales from the beautiful Adam Hughes variant. Pearl, Bendis' first creator-owned book at DC, had a solid start, but it needs to actually come out on a regular schedule to keep its numbers. Another Scarlet just isn't going to sell in the long run, regardless of how good it is. Baby Teeth took the number 3 spot this week, just in front of Infinity Wars. After shocking first 2 issues, I feel like we're just going to see Infinity Wars numbers drop until the end. Overall, it was a solid week. No real surprises. Some good sales for number 1s that I hope don't drop too much. But Batman and Donny Cates top our top 10, and that's going to be the normal for a while to come. Always bet on the Bat and Cates. Batman really is always at the top of this list anytime it comes out. Not necessarily detective, just the Batman title. And Donny Cates, if y'all saw that Marvel video I did where I did a whole bunch of the reviews and kind of numbered them from worst to best, Cates had the top books. The man can write a book. You got to give him that. I just hope Marvel doesn't overdo it and kind of cause him to have blowout or whatever you want to call it. Right now, I'm patiently waiting on a restock of Batman 53 as we have sold well past our normal numbers that are already incredibly high on the book. It is consistently our highest seller and our highest sub book. Infinity Wars is cutting down heroes left and right and garnering a lot of attention in the process. Magic order covers A and B were available only on request this week, as I didn't have enough black bags that we normally use for adult titles, and I'm not going to cash in on my comic book legal defense funds because some child is going for a nearby Marvel Rising and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was traumatized by the oily, sloppy tongue-covered orgy that graced us this week. Yeah, it's kind of grimy. It really is, but that's Mark Millar to me. Seriously, I get that feeling from a lot of his stories as well. Wanted was one of them. I was just, it's a bad story about bad people. And I felt that way about the Ultimates as well. Wow, gritty means turn them all into an ass. So, I know, some people love Mark Millar, and that's cool. I'm not saying anything, that's your business. I am just not one of them. This week brings us the expected top spot occupied by Batman overall. However, DC is uncharacteristically scarce on our list this week. The only other title from the publisher on our top 10 is Justice League. Marvel is a little bit of everything all over the place, from core stalwarts like Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man and Thor to a smattering of various event miniseries like Edge of Spider-Geddon, Hunt for Wolverine, Claws of a Killer, and Infinity Wars. Other than an off week from DC allowing some of Marvel's miscellany to hang out in the first class this week, there's nothing particularly exciting to talk about. Well, at this point, I'm a little bit embarrassed to know that I contributed to the success of Edge of Spider-Geddon. That book was not good. Not good at all. Week sales week. Hopefully everyone is getting ready for back to school. Infinity Wars is ice cold, not even close to a top 10 book for us. What if Marvel had an event and no one cared? That is Infinity Wars. Extermination 1 and Edge of Spider-Geddon 1 also started off poorly for us. DC's variant covers for Batgirl 25 and Aquaman 39 were far more popular. Justice League overtook Batman for the top spot. Sonic the Hedgehog, number 8, made the top 10. The fact it sells for us in the double digits is proof anything could have made it this week. We shorted Magic Order and Weapon X this week, so they had no chance of making the top 10. Yeah, that Aquaman cover was pretty good. I'd buy. I like what Spike said. You buy the cover, you get a free comic book. But in this case, the comic book is good because Aquaman's been rocking as well. God dang it, Kelly Sue. No, shall not want. Anyway, on with the countdown. For the first time since we've been doing this weekly Bleeding Cool bestseller list, reports an issue of Batman that came out, and it was not our store's top seller. Instead, Justice League number 6 passed it by 3 copies, with Extermination coming in just 1 book behind Batman. In the aftermath of the wedding debacle, we've been seeing more and more attrition, with Batman 53 being the lowest first-day seller for us of any Rebirth or post-Rebirth issue. The end result, 4 DCs in our top 10 list, 4 Marvels and 2 Image titles, Magic Order and Gideon Falls. This may be the beginning of a bad trend for DC, since reader comments are very reminiscent of what readers were saying in the last year of the New 52. And here's the cover, or the comment that gave me the thumbnail. This is a discussion I've been having with people. Now, granted, Batman sales have not dropped to the point where he's not number 1, but I've been hearing a lot of people getting tired of Tom King's writing. And it's kind of 50-50 from what I've been hearing now. So, I don't know. Maybe people are hate buying it. And or maybe people are just saying they don't, you know, I guess that's hate buying, saying you don't like it but still buying it. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's an interesting turn of events here with the Batman books. But, hey, it's still selling enough to make it to number 1, so good going for DC, right? Anyway, that's what they have to say, so if you have a comment upon it, please, by all means, leave it in the comment section below. Let's go on over to Comixology and see who wins the digital week. At number 10, beginning the countdown, is the astonishing X-Men Annual number 1. At number 9, Tony Stark, Iron Man, number 3. In the number 8 spot, there's the Wildstorm, number 16. At number 7 is the ever-present Injustice 2 with chapter number 71. The Wicked and the Divine owns the number 6 spot. Coming in at number 5 is Thor number 4. Extermination number 1 sets its roots down at number 4. Number 3 brings us Infinity Wars number 2. Justice League number 6 takes the runner-up spot at number 2. And, of course, at number 1, we have Batman number 53. So there you go, the top 10, 5 Marvel, 4 DC, with Wicked and the Divine representing the independent comic books. That doesn't speak well for DC, because Marvel owns the back 10 of the top 20 digital comics. But you can't take away the fact that they do, in fact, own Batman at number 1 and Justice League at number 2. So let's see how the back 10 perform here and see if Marvel actually pulls out a win or if DC can come back. At number 11, bringing in the second independent comic book, is The Magic Order. Number 12 widens the gap between Marvel and DC with Doctor Strange number 4. Aquaman 36 at number 13 closes it up a little bit, 6-5, still Marvel's favor. 7-5 Marvel. At number 14, we have Star Wars Poe Dameron, number 30. Green Lanterns, number 53 at number 15, makes it 7-6. Still Marvel's favor. Brian Michael Bendis proves he's worth something. It's now 7-7 at number 16, Pearl, number 1. At number 17, Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, claims another lead for Marvel Comics. At number 18 is Batgirl, number 25, making it 8-8. It is all tied up once again. At number 19, Hunt for Wolverine, Claws of a Killer, makes it 9-8 in Marvel's favor. And boom, of course, number 20 belongs to the multiple man number, 3? Yep. And so we have a win from Marvel. Yay! Okay. Well, yeah, 9-8. It's not a huge victory, but it is a victory nonetheless, or 10-8, excuse me. I'm actually surprised. I want to mention it again. In the comment section, we had somebody mentioned Batman's not selling well for him, but I was thinking about this. Every week, there's at least one shop that's kind of like Eeyore. Well, it didn't sell well for us. And it makes me wonder if they're bad-mouthing Marvel and DC to their customers and driving people away from their sales. Because it's not like, oh, it's just the Marvel titles. It seems like everything across the board doesn't sell for them. It's like, yeah, well, that sucks. You know, one of those snotty or snooty comic book shop owners. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you also think should be selling well or something like that? That would be kind of cool as well. Anyway, as far as the countdown, you win some, lose some. I'm a DC fan, but I try to keep unbiased as far as all of this is concerned. But what would you like to see sell more, better, sell well more, sell more copies? Let me know in the comments below. You know, and what do you think is, gosh, if only it would make the top 10, or what do you root for? What's your team? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, you know the drill. Click like, share to get word out about the channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe, but since YouTube doesn't think that's enough, go on to notifications and ring that bell, because sometimes YouTube does do their job and actually notifies you. Also, this is the way I'm trying to make a living. I've never been shy about saying that, so please help out the channel. Go on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till. Not just this one. I mean, you get Mad About the Mouse too, and that's one of our. That's the links in the description below for that as well as Patreon. So yeah, help us keep the lights on. Help us keep making videos for you. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.